the Big Ten, and I think we got a very challenging second half, and 2 matches this weekend. It'd be nice to be at home again, and then I know we're going to be hitting the road.
What are some of the key things that you've identified from that Cell Scout?
It would be top secret information. You would need to be in the inner circle to know that. The players don't even know it yet. So.
John, did you see the TV numbers?
So maybe the question is, what do you have to do to get in the inner circle? If you're Jordan Larson, no problem. So win an Emmy, win a Pulitzer, get hired by Sports Illustrated or something, then we'll let you in the inner circle. But keep working at it. But yeah, I saw the numbers today. It looks like we did pretty good. So record and competed with football, and so I'm not surprised. I mean, they did a great job of promoting that match, and I think the biggest thing is that the match delivered. It was a great match, and people are still fascinated by it and still talking about it. And but my job is to get us ready to play Maryland Friday. So I'm not really talking about that match anymore. It's just, what can we learn, and what can we learn from the first half of the Big Ten, and how are we going to get better?
After a match like that, do you ever have any trouble getting your players to understand that they still have to get better?
That's the challenge this week. Hell yeah, it's a big challenge. And you don't know how teams are going to handle it, and I don't, not everybody practiced yesterday. It was kind of a mixed day for us, so that'll be the big message today. How can we continue to widen the gap?
You said you competed with football. You actually outdrew football too. Did you ever think you'd see a day a Nebraska volleyball match was more watched than a football game?
No, I didn't want to say that. I'm glad you did, but we also hold the record in the stadium too. So, but did we ever think that day would happen? Probably not. But you could feel this has been, this whole year for volleyball is kind of gone crazy with fans and viewership and all that. I mean, I know our Sunday matches, I think we were really high up there. We had another match, I think I can't remember who it was earlier in the year that was really high. Stanford, yeah. So anyway, it's great to see, and I'm sure the Big Ten's very happy.
They blocked you 12 times in that second set. When you've done that to other teams, you say that can impact the entire match and how it goes. What was your level of concern that you might not be able to recover from that?
That was just we did that on purpose. It was the rope-a-dope. You know Muhammad Ali, George Foreman, the rope-a-dope. Just wear them out and then eventually get them. So that's kind of what we were doing on that.
John, was there anything new you learned about this group after that match on Saturday from what you saw?
Well, here's a great stat for you. So that however many losses we had to them, we were 1-9 in 2-point games. So we won 2 2-point games. So we won more 2-point games against Wisconsin in the last whatever matches than we had in that match Saturday night than we did in the previous ones, and I think that was what this team is getting to understand is they've got to win those close games, and they're not afraid to make the play and go for it. So, and you don't know until you get in those situations, but they're starting to show that they can do that, and they're they've got the confidence and the belief to do it. That's what it is. You got to have the belief. It's no different than hitting a field goal, second field goal, late drive down the field, just having the belief to do it. That's what I love about watching the NFL. Every game comes down right to the end, and those guys believe they're going to win. Doesn't matter how much time's left, and so that's what I'm learning about this team.
John, you got state volleyball and postseason volleyball for high school coming up. I mean, with how popular volleyball has become, you said kind of nationwide now. I mean, how much of a good, branding is that going to be for the state of Nebraska and, the state of volleyball?
I probably would be willing to bet that there's going to be a lot of interest, and there's some really good teams and some great stories if you follow high school volleyball. Yeah, I just think, there's a buzz for volleyball right now, and they always draw really well. I mean, we can't even work. We must be on the road for state this year, but I know the years we've been here, we can't even go into Vandy. It's so loud in there, you can't think in our offices. When you got the bands and 2 high schools going, yeah, they do a great job with the state tournament.
John, how long did it take you to come down from the euphoria of Saturday night?
Well, I don't know. It's sometimes, when you win, you're thinking about it, and then when you lose, you think about it more. So I don't know. It's just, I try to get my 8 hours of sleep the best I can. So go on the next one.
Did you
But
get your 8 hours of sleep?
not that night, no. Because I had to take my wife to the airport. She got up at 6:30, so it was so.
You talk about how much of a challenge it is for players to be focused too. Do you think it would be a challenge for the fan and the crowd to kind of get back up after they've experienced that euphoria and kind of come back against Maryland and Rutgers?
Yeah, let's put out the challenge right now. We want that crowd. We want our crowd we have 5 home matches left, and we want our crowd that energized and that student section energized for all 5 of those matches. So throw out the challenge. Put that on your tweet, X or whatever it is. By the way, Wendy asked how you were doing. So, yeah,
I'm great.
yeah, I know.
When did you know the students were lined up that early in the day, and what was it like to see that?
Oh, well, I got there like I think 9:30 in the morning, and then I walked out the office. I went down to work out or throw the dummy or whatever, and I looked out, and all these people are like camped out there, and I'm like, what the heck's going on? I had no idea, and then it just grew and grew, and by this after practice, when we were having pregame meal up there, up on the 3rd floor, I mean, it was lined up all the way around Hendricks. So I tweeted the picture out. They're saving money because they're not in the fake and bake. They're just out there laying out like it's a beach day. It was great weather. Students do that. They go to those things.
John, what are your expectations for the second half of the Big Ten season?
Just a lot of 1-point battles that we're going to focus on and continue to focus on our side, our side, really hard on our side.
Do you feel like you have a really good handle on the league right now after watching everybody go 10 matches through?
Not really, because there's some teams we haven't seen, like this weekend. Trying to think who else. Some schools we're finished with. We haven't seen Iowa yet. All I know is, there's a lot of 5-game matches, and there's a lot of back and forth, and you better bring your A game. What I'm learning, Kevin, is the game in the Big Ten has no memory. So from night to night, week to week, the game has no memory, and that's why you're seeing a lot of great matches.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.